All right. So if you had to describe your life story in about a minute or two or less, so name if you want to tell me your name, where you're from, and then maybe like the 3 to 5 bullet points of your biography and how you got to a Zoom meeting talking to a stranger today. How would you do it, sir?
My name is Vince. I'm 30 now. I'm turning 31 on Saturday. I'm from Oklahoma, and for everyone listening, yes, it's just as bad as you think it is. Um, I work at I work for the state. I do healthcare for people. I try to hook up people with healthcare that can't afford it. Um, I do YouTube on the side, a little bit of everything on the side. Do like music and video games, and yeah, that's me. I'm Vince.
Nice, man. Okay. I work in healthcare as my day job as a physical therapist. So that's awesome that you're connecting the puzzle pieces there, getting people care when they need it. I think that is super important.
It's good to feel good about what you do. I've
Yeah.
been in plenty of jobs where I don't feel that way. Worked at a liquor
Mm,
store, and you don't feel super good
yeah,
about giving people
sure.
liquor. But
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
man, it's great. I'm sure you can relate. It's awesome.
Yeah. What was the first job you ever had? Do you remember the very first one?
It was Brahms, which everyone not in the South doesn't know that, but
Okay.
it's an ice cream slash hamburger slash
Uh,
grocery place.
okay.
Very, very specific.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, I was bouncing around fast food jobs until like
right.
22 or 23 or something like that.
Okay. Not bad, man. Okay. And then if you could extrapolate out the next 5 to 10 years, anything on the horizon you want to be doing, things you're excited about, or kind of dreams coming up here?
Um, like I said, I do have a YouTube channel. I'm like kind of working on it. It's hard to get the cog moving on it. So I got all the
Mm,
respect for in the world for you, Tyler, because it's hard to get it moving. I pushed out I think 3 episodes in
okay.
my whole time. I'm really not trying to plug or anything. I'm just
No,
saying.
dude, you don't plug away, dude. This is for everybody, for the world.
All
Yeah.
right. So I'm Sushi on YouTube, SOOSHEE. And I do reaction content. So like I try to ask YouTube like a question and answer it through the videos that I find. So I did one on aliens. I did one on what is hip hop? Have you ever heard of hip hop before?
No, what is that?
It's like hick, like a redneck, and then
Okay.
hop. So it's like redneck hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hip hop. I love
Yeah.
this. I've heard of
So
God hop. It's like religion with hip hop. There's
oh,
some
I
like
haven't heard. Man, you might have just named the next episode right there.
yeah, dude.
That's probably
Lecrae and
I'm
Tadashi. There are a couple guys that rap and it's like theological and that kind of stuff. God hop. That's cool. But hip
that might
hop.
have to
That's
be episode 4 right there.
oh, that's cool.
Um,
You ask a question and answer through you. I like that. That's a good like style. I like that.
and then the other one that I did was on competitive vaping, like like the vape pens that everybody has.
Right, right.
Apparently, it's like a sport,
Wow.
and you can imagine the treasures that I came upon
Like
looking that
blowing
up.
rings and stuff, like
Yeah,
smoke rings.
like how do you even compete in that? It's like who blows the biggest clouds,
Oh,
quote unquote cloud. Yeah,
right.
you had to learn the vernacular making that video,
There you
unfortunately.
go. Right, right.
But yeah, and then like I do music. I say I do music, but
Sure.
it's just like I make my own background music so I don't get copyright striked on YouTube.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess there's a difference. Yeah, when can you officially claim like musicianship? I don't know.
Right. I
I
mean, I've
played a
been
recorder in third grade. Am I technically a musician? I don't know. Maybe.
exactly. I
Yeah.
played trombone in junior high, and I've been
Right.
doing this for like God, like close to 10 years at this point, but it's all like video game covers and stuff like that.
Right.
It's nothing original, but
Awesome. Okay.
it's just fun. Anyway,
That's very cool. All right. I like your path there. I hope that sushi takes off here on YouTube. That'd be dope.
heck yeah.
Okay, so you went for a little bit of a medley for questions here. So we're gonna mix and match, throw some new stuff at you. But let's say the first one's gonna be what is the difference between crunchy and crispy to you?
To me, crunchy is like you just kind of know when you're crunching it down. It makes that
Mm,
sound, that satisfying sound. And then crispy is what you call old people. So like that dude is crispy as fuck.
Ooh, like
Like
that's a good thing though. Like he's like so well dressed, like he's crispy, or is it a
it's
negative?
oh, it's negative. It's like so
Okay,
like Queen Elizabeth was old, right?
right. R.I.P.
Prince,
Yeah,
yeah, rest in peace,
rest in
respect,
peace, Queen.
pour one out.
Yeah.
But uh Prince Charles, now King Charles, that dude's crispy.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen
He
his fingers
looks
all bloated? Yeah,
no.
he don't look
Uh,
so good.
he
That
looks like he's seen some sun though, man. That
yeah,
dude's pink. That dude's pink as they come.
he
Yeah.
crispy. He is the definition of crispy.
Seriously, I like that. I was expecting another food analogy, and then you just went with old people. So that was out of left field, and I respect that. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, most people hate the word crunchy. Like that's the thing. Like moist and crunchy, I
Yeah.
find are the least liked word in flesh are the least liked words of the English language. Out. That's just the
Oof.
way it is. Yeah.
They're rough. I've got a couple of them like pianists, like
Pianist.
plural pianist,
Right.
or you
Right.
got wasps.
Yeah.
It's when it's
Wasps.
that SPS or STS is real rough.
The hardest for me is rural. Rural.
Oh,
Rural.
I
Like
can't say
I'm an
that
English
word.
speaking native. I cannot say that word. Rural. Yeah, I sound so dumb every time I try. Yeah. Oh man. So those are the hard ones. But every language has that. So we're not alone, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question two. Do you think there is intelligent life on other planets?
So like I said, I did that reaction video. And I went into it thinking the aliens were not real. And then like I kind of came into it and found some stuff,
Hmm.
and it kind of exploded my whole head. It was um I'll just kind of give some bullet points, but
Yeah.
like basically they found like in what do they call it, crop circles, that like there it changes the soil and plants grow differently, and it's like all charted. Like people have been actually looking into that for like 20 plus years now. Um, and then like there's one video that I found that there's a crop circle,
Hmm.
and so like basically we can't explain crop circles, but are they alien? Moving on to this crop circle, uh it was a disc
Mm.
in the grass, and you'll have to watch the video to
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about, but basically they etched a message, an 8-bit message into the grass,
Hmm.
and it had an English translation. Like you could like translate it into words, and it was like, "You're not alone. Beware the bears of untruths. We value." Like it was
Wow.
crazy. Blew
Okay.
my fucking mind. And I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist,
Sure.
but I
We've
was
all
like,
got
dude,
one.
yo,
Yeah. Yeah.
so to answer your question, dude, I think there are. I
Okay.
think mathematically, like if you look at how many planets and galaxies and stuff there are,
Right.
you'd have to at least consider that maybe we're not alone.
Yeah, well, I think it's the Drake equation where it's all the potential life planets or planets that could harbor life and how many there are. And then yeah, it's honestly wild. I definitely think there's microbial life somewhere out there we haven't discovered.
At
Who
least,
knows? At
yeah.
least that. I definitely support that. I don't know about intelligent life yet. I mean, it's interesting, like the Pentagon just dropped all that stuff like in 2020 or like right during
Yeah.
COVID. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, aliens exist. We're like, wait,
Dude,
what's
all
happening?
that popped
I
like
can't
right after
breathe
my
because
video
COVID.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
I was
like,
like, holy shit, I was right.
yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird like naval sightings on these planes, and I have a friend that's in the Navy. She's a pilot, and I should ask her more about what she's seen out there. But she says she
Yeah.
has seen a couple weird, anomalies. So that's the
But the
one fun one for sure.
yeah, and like if you think about it, like if you were this omnipotent, crazy, smart
Mhm.
alien species and you look down at Earth, would you be like, man, I just want to talk to these people and hang out with them, give them all my deadly technology? No,
Yeah.
they're probably looking at us right now like we need to give them a couple years. Like they couldn't
Right.
even handle this COVID thing, you
Yes.
know.
We got a lot of ways to go. That's
I
for
feel like
sure.
that's a fair call on their end if they're kind of giving us a bit to come
Yeah.
along.
It's like us communicating with ants, right? Like we just don't give them any thought at all. Like we don't even try
Right.
to communicate with ants, even though maybe there's some way with pheromones we could potentially try to. If we all put enough brain power into it, maybe there's a way we could do it. But we're just like, they're ants, like maybe aliens would look at us the
Yeah,
same.
I could
But
see that.
If any aliens are listening, Tyler Talks to Aliens season 2. That could a whole nother podcast here of like things I could do. So
The spinoff we all
the
wanted.
spinoff we all wanted, we're waiting for it. Yeah. That's interesting. I like it. I like it. That's cool. I definitely am on board with the microbial stuff. I gotta do more research on the intelligence, but I
Watch the
like that.
video, bro.
Okay. We'll post after. Show links coming your way. Yeah. Question 3. I like this one a lot. What are your simple joys in life?
So like I said, I'm turning 31 this weekend, but basically I'm a 31-year-old stuck in like a 12-year-old body. I take joy in very simple things
Right.
like man, chocolate milk. Chocolate milk.
Chocolate
Like,
milk.
can you like, I don't know. A lot of people look at me like psychopaths when I tell them that that's my
Right.
thing, but I love me some chocolate milk, man. First thing in the morning, that chocolate hitting you and like rehydrating. And then I actually drank it so much that I've been going to the chiropractor lately, and
Yeah.
he did an x-ray on me, and he said, man, you have immaculate bone density.
I thought he was gonna say
like,
there's chocolate milk in your bones, bro. Like, what's happening? I've never seen
I
that.
wouldn't even complain.
Yeah, like that's just the way it is, man. I don't know.
But yeah, all that milk that I've been drinking over the years, man, your boy's got bones for days.
Oh, you're never gonna go. Yeah, no.
I've never broken a
osteopenia.
bone my whole life. Like,
Wow.
I'm the real deal, man.
You know, I got into it last year because I trained for a triathlon, an Ironman, and so I did start drinking a lot of chocolate milk for recovery. It's what all the athletes do, right? So
Really,
I was on Team Chocolate Milk last year. I'm not on it again now. I don't know, but when I'm working really hard, lifting and all the workouts we were doing last year, I mean, it helped. So I'm a big fan. Yeah.
my girlfriend thinks milk is disgusting, but
Mm.
she's like, I'll put up with you. I love you enough.
Right. Honestly, I think I like strawberry more. Like the strawberry Nesquik. It's a toss-up, man. Do you
I'm
like
definitely
those?
a fan. Usually when I go
Yeah.
to the gas station or whatever and grab a chocolate milk, there's a strawberry right on its side.
Yeah,
Gotta go
that's
for
probably
both.
mine. Or In-N-Out. I'm always a strawberry. You don't have In-N-Outs in Oklahoma. It's a burger
Oh man, I
place.
wish we did. There's one in Texas that we went to, and we were like so sad how good it was. We are like, man, we got like Whataburger, and that's about it.
I was gonna ask, yeah, what's the equivalent? Whataburger?
But yeah, Whataburger is a Texas thing too. So like we don't have. I guess our equivalent is Brahms, and Brahms is disgusting.
That's the grocery store that you worked at?
Yeah,
and all that?
that's our thing, and it tastes like cafeteria burgers.
Right. You know too much about their business model to like honestly appraise it because you saw like the ingredients, you saw all the stuff. Yeah,
I seen how it was made, and it made me sad.
Exactly.
They advertise on their billboards. It's like I think it's $9.99 or something for a bag of burgers. That's what they call it. And it just sounds like the most disgusting. No, nobody wants a bag of burgers, but I'll tell you from working there, people do want it. People regularly got it, and it was very disappointing. I was like, I don't like that I know your name because you're the bag of burgers guy.
Right. Americans will eat White Castle, all that shit. We'll eat anything with the burger label. That's for sure.
That was his simple joy. Was the bag of burgers.
The bag of burgers. We've all got our own, right? That's his joy. Don't crush his joy. Yeah.
I gotta be more positive. You're right.
Wow. Speaking of positivity, here's one for you. Do you think the future will be better than the present, and why?
I really do. I can see like in our generation, like it kind of starting because we kind of got a head start compared to the generations that came before us that we just had like internet almost from the beginning. But Gen Z, man, they're just so fucking informed on everything already. They're like already as mature as us. They like genuinely care about people's feelings a lot. And I think a lot of the issues that we deal with today are because people don't have enough compassion and stuff. And the generations just seem to be getting more and more compassionate, and the older ones hate on us. They're like, you're worrying too much about people's feelings and stuff like that. But that's a real thing. You need to care about people's feelings to take care of them. So I see the people that they vote for in the future are probably going to be a lot more like considerate of that.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Being plugged into so many different humans, I guess, via the internet makes you have to, broaden your compassion window, empathy window in a certain way. Yeah. Which that's very interesting because I guess we're just more global citizens now than we ever have been before.
Right. We see the
Um,
the full picture, and that's why
yeah,
we're so kind of close to Gen Z. Like we don't relate to Gen X or the other ones nearly
right.
as much as we relate to them. Now
Exactly.
I can't speak for like all the TikTok trends. I'm not into
Mhm.
it, but
Right.
that's what makes me feel old is all that. I'm like, who cares about this? But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm 30 now, 31 in December. So I feel you that we're very close in age. And I am not on almost any social media except I do have Facebook. That's again how old I am. So I still have Facebook. Don't rock the TikTok, Twitters, or anything
I
like that.
haven't downloaded TikTok yet, but man,
Yeah.
I've been on that train for a while. I didn't get Vine either.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fines come and went, I guess, not no longer with us. But yeah, it's interesting when you think about the up and coming generation and all the things that they're gonna have to face and the way the cards were dealt to them, so to speak, by the boomers and the generations
right.
before. So they get a lot of shit, for being so. I guess the millennials might get more for being the selfish generation, but I think it's just what we were surrounded by. Like if our grandparents had a TikTok or whatever, they'd be doing dance videos too. Like it's just
Hmm.
they didn't have the technology to do it. So it's not like they weren't
Exactly.
dancing back in the day. Yeah.
All their
But
dances were whack anyway.
that's right. Yeah. There's
All the
the
listeners are
waltz.
just gonna think I'm like a huge ageist because I've just called
Right.
old people crispy, and I'm like,
Crispy.
and
Yes.
I'm like praising Gen Z.
Right. I'm using crispy from now on. Only in that context. That is yes. No more Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's no description of crispy in that. It's old people. Yeah, for sure. Last question, bud, is going to be what do you use to remind yourself that everything isn't that bad?
uh, I use like polls and like math. Like when you really look at it, crime rate, it's
Mhm.
gone down since the 90s.
Yeah.
We're just so plugged into everything, like we were saying earlier, that we're exposed to all of it. It's all just constantly flashing before our faces, on our screens,
Mhm.
but really everything has gone down.
Yeah.
Um, all the bad things actually see a lot less of it ever since I think 91, I want to say.
Mhm.
Crime rate, murder rate, all that has gone way down. Um, like I said, people are plugging in better. They're more informed about who they're voting for and everything, and pushing for some good things to happen.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, if you just look at it, things are just on a curve to already be getting better. They really
Mhm.
are. It's
You're
easy
fam-
to be negative, but
yeah.
yeah,
You're familiar with Stephen excuse me, Steven Pinker, Better Angels of Our Nature. I think he's a
I'm not
psychologist.
actually.
Okay. Because that's coming right out of his some of his charts and stats, I think. But yeah, Google that guy, Steven Pinker. I think of the
Yeah,
book he
see,
wrote was Better Angels of Our Nature. And
I I recognize his face. Yeah,
it's
so I
all
must have
about
seen him on something, maybe a TED talk or
yeah,
something.
crime rates going down, all like what you just said, all the objective stats getting better, yet we're the media obviously leads with if it bleeds, it leads, right? So we're so plugged into the
Right.
bad things that happen. And then if you give 150 million people smartphones in this country, you're obviously going to see police brutality and you're going to see the worst of the worst. And then that gets projected. But that's definitely the anomaly and not the norm. So,
But
but
that's the thing is we're exposed to that, and people are fighting it more now too. Like that
mhm,
police brutality has been a thing since
yeah,
1776. Like it's been
right,
a thing
right.
forever. So like the fact
Yeah.
that we're exposing it and trying to do something about it now,
Mhm,
just it makes me feel optimistic.
mhm. Yeah, I like that. The optimism there. Got to end on that note for sure.
Heck yeah, man.
But I always do like to ask at the end, if you could ask a stranger any question in the world, nothing was too superficial or deep, what would you ask and what would you want to know about somebody?
Man, I never really came up with one for that. I've just been
Yeah.
sitting here trying to think, but um I guess if I had to ask something, it's is what you're doing uh pushing towards happiness for you. Um whether it's your
Mhm,
relationship or your friendships, are they leaving a positive impact on your life? If not, there's about 7 billion, I guess 8 billion now, more people to choose from. Just surround yourself in positivity and growth.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Dang. Did we hit 8 bill? Did that happen?
I think so. I'm gonna
Oh,
look it up.
look that up. Because I know it's always quoted as 7, whatever, but maybe we hit a milestone and I was sleeping on it. I don't even know. We're doing some fact checking live
I
on the
must have
pod.
read something wrong. We're at 7.7,
7 7. We're getting there. In
so there's a
maybe
little less to
2
choose
years,
from.
3
Yeah.
years we'll be there. Yeah, yeah. You're 300 mil short. I'm sorry. You might not find the positivity that you require because that person hasn't been born yet. So give it some time. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I don't know when we're projected to hit that, but yeah.
yeah, I feel with exponential growth, it's probably way quicker than we think. But yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see, man. I like that. Is what you're doing making you happy, or what are you, doing to pursue happiness? I think this podcast gives me a lot of joy, a lot of contentment, a lot of, spontaneity, which sometimes gets me out of my rut, just talking to new people, meeting people. So I do find joy, and that's why I do this as a hobby for sure. And I'm gonna keep doing it until I hit 1,000 strangers. That's the goal. 1,000. I'm at like 25 or something. So it's gonna be a long journey, but that's the whole point, the journey, not the destination. So awesome. Well, I appreciate the time for talking to me, sir. And to everybody out there listening, I thank you for your support. This is Tyler telling you to go talk to a stranger. Peace.